Hello and welcome to the Beat LA Pod.
Did he start?
No, I don't know.
Are we on, Nick?
We're on.
Oh, shit.
We're rolling.
Okay. It's like Clint Eastwood. He didn't yell action.
No. Well, Clint Eastwood doesn't yell action. He says,
I know.
And begin. Doesn't he say that?
Kareem Grimes would know. He was in a movie with Clint Eastwood. He's coming up.
And also, Clint Eastwood doesn't say cut. He says, that's enough.
Yeah.
So, on that note, hello and welcome to the Beat LA podcast. My name is Matt Ferrucci. I'm a writer-director in Los Angeles, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, a man who also likes to crip walk to get back at his exes, Mr. Paul Rule. Paul, how you doing?
I thought it was Crip Dance, as we'll find out later.
The dance is called, it's a crip walk dance.
I understand. I learn something every day. How are you, Matt? Good to see you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Have you tried to learn the crip walk dance?
I haven't.
The moves on
I hear tennis players are good at it, though, because Serena Williams did it. And I probably could learn. I'd probably hurt myself.
You probably would hurt yourself. Yeah.
I probably would pull something.
Yeah.
I would pull a Djokovic hamstring.
I mean, listen, folks, I say this every pod, but like, sometimes I'm lying. I'm not lying this time. You looking good. The skin is healthy. Are you using some like Aveda? What's up? And the hair slicked back. I mean, this is a very tasty
Matt,
look.
usually we record on a Monday or a Tuesday.
Yeah.
By Wednesday, my weekend has totally been cleaned out. So I haven't had a cocktail in a couple of days. Also, I was going to shave. And you know why I didn't shave, Matt?
Tell me why.
Because your mother,
Yep.
your dear, lovely mother, Lori, said I looked handsome.
Yeah.
So, Lori, I kept it.
Yeah.
I went with the full-on funding terrorism meets Pat Riley look.
I mean, yeah.
Pat Riley's having the worst 2025 of anybody. He lost the three-peat money, and he traded Jimmy Butler to the Warriors.
Yeah.
But I'm having a good 2025 because your mom thinks I'm handsome with a beard.
And also, I want to say your mother-in-law thinks I'm cute, right?
Laura Freer thinks you're attractive. Yeah,
Thanks.
I can make that happen.
I need to get some in-laws. You know what I mean? How does that happen? You have to get married,
You got to
right?
get married.
You got to get married to get in-laws.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Well, I like that you're
Or get on a TV show where you play someone with in-laws.
Shout out to Laura. She's a smart woman.
She's a
smart.
woman. She's a beautiful daughter.
She has a beautiful, but also like just like her seeing the Ferrucciness and how much it kind of the charisma is. I like her.
Yeah,
She's very smart.
I know you do.
She's pretty too. All right, folks, this is the Beat LA podcast, and it's brought to you by Pet Pro Supply Co. You can watch this podcast on YouTube, Paul, on our YouTube channel. Check out Paul's look. You can take a look at me, or you can watch the pod.
Matt told me to slick the hair back.
Yeah.
It's the first episode where I haven't been worried about my hair.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And where I won't be wearing a hat.
That's true. So you can watch the pod on YouTube if you want to see all the clips. You can also listen to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, subscribe to us on TikTok and Instagram. If you aren't able to watch the pod or listen to the whole thing of the pod, you can catch all the clips on Instagram. Give us a follow. We will follow you back.
There's going to be a lot of viral clips this week. I can feel it.
Yeah, because this week we got a great show. We're going to get right into it. On this week's show, we have returning to the pod, All-American actor Kareem Grimes. You can see him right now. All-American just premiered season 7 on the CW.
Right.
He is back. We're going to talk Super Bowl. He's going to explain to us the Kendrick Drake beef. We're going to get into the NBA trades and a whole lot more. Paul, there might be
We're going to debut a new game.
Right, a
that
new
Matt
game.
came up with.
A new game as well. But we're really excited to have Kareem Grimes on the podcast.
Yeah.
Paul, do we want to get right to it?
I think we get right to it, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back right after this break. Do, 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 do.
Boom.
Kareem, you ever remember Running Scared with Billy Crystal
Yeah.
and Gregory
Gregory
Hines?
Hines.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Not to confuse with White Knights.
Not Rocky. See.
That's
One of the greatest
favorite
videos of all
songs,
time.
Man. Yes.
One of the greatest videos.
Absolutely,
McDonald.
man.
Rollerblading in Key West.
In Key West.
I'm thinking, this is where my head's going. I feel like we should do a remake, me and you,
I'm down.
in that role. I can't use me because my name doesn't bring any value foreign.
Listen, that is one of my favorite songs, bro.
Yeah, it's
like
great.
for real, for real.
For real. Hey, welcome to the Beat LA podcast. We are back, and I told you we got a special guest. They're always special, but this one is like foundationally special. Paul.
Yeah, special K. He's
Special
K.
Special K, but like the good stuff.
Right, the good stuff, not the ketamine that all the kids are doing.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Although if you freebase this guy, God knows, you go.
Oh,
Oh
my
my God!
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
he'd be a
freebase this-
superstar.
listen, folks. If you freebased our guest, it would be a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Returning guest.
Yeah.
Member of the Two Timers Club. He's going to get a jacket later.
Boom.
All we can say is this: actor extraordinaire. Season 7 of his hit CW show All American.
Yes.
Premiered last week. You can also see him on season 2 of the Vince Staples show coming out later this year on Netflix.
Right.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kareem Grimes.
Yeah, Kareem,
Yes.
welcome back.
Slow clap. Happy to be back. Double back.
Yeah, man.
Now with the jacket, can we make sure it's a Jeff Hamilton?
Sure, I don't. You know what? I'm gonna call myself out and not pretend like I do on the pod to know everything. What's the Jeff Hamilton? Do you know the Jeff Hamilton?
Jeff Hamilton is known, and this is where you insert here for doing like the most amazing leather jackets in Hollywood. To be honest, I want to say Kendrick Lamar's jacket at the Super Bowl looked like a Jeff Hamilton.
So he's like the Jacob the Jeweler of jackets.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
The Mike Tyson jacket that he wore for the fight with Jake Paul, Jeff Hamilton jacket.
Look at us, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, man. Hey,
Fashion
Nick,
corner.
do you know Jeff Hamilton? Never heard of it. All right.
Oh my
God.
When people watch this, they're gonna be like, yo, he knows, he just put them on a Jeff Hamilton. Yeah, Jeff
put me on
Hamilton
this.
is like the Nike of leather jackets.
Hey,
Customized jackets.
Can we get a Jeff Hamilton sponsorship?
Yes.
out of this?
All the thing is
There
my
you
wife's
go.
like, wait, why don't I have one of those?
There you go.
You just
Yeah.
cost me money.
You
Kareem.
just cost him money. Speaking of money, first off, welcome back.
Good to be back, man.
We're going to talk a little Super Bowl. We're going to get into all things Super Bowl, NFL, NBA, and then your shows. But before we start, Paul and I actually have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
Yep.
A real crazy bone to pick. All right. Last time you were on this show, man, you schooled us. You educated us on taco meat,
Yes.
the chest hairs.
Yes.
Taco meat.
Taco meat.
Taco meat.
What is that?
Taco meat, chest hairs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Black folks, we got taco.
Right.
So it's a little curly.
little curly.
So we call that taco meat.
And me and Paul, we were
Chesticles.
very, very
Chesticles.
interested in that. And we put a reel out. You talking about it. It went viral, got thousands of views. And from that, you are now the voice of Taco Bell. We won our cut.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
right.
man. That was
beat LA
you
is
guys are
10%.
good. You guys are damn good. That was a smooth transition.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, man. I got a Taco Bell commercial that's out now, man, and it's been running like crazy through, all the sports and everything, man, and Spotify and Pandora and all that. And yeah, man, it's been listen, it's a blessing.
This guy calls me the other day. He's like, I'm working out. And then, is that Kareem? I don't even know what
Yeah.
you're pitching. What's the thing? With chalupas? What
It's
are they
like
doing?
deluxe. It's a deluxe
Deluxe?
box. Introducing the new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. Only at Taco Bell.
it's actually negatively impacted my desire to eat taco meat. I keep thinking I'm going to get hair in there. You're going to get like,
Okay.
you're going to pull out like,
Oh, so when you're
I mean,
eating tacos now, you're thinking of chest hairs.
I'm thinking of Kareem's chest hairs.
Oh, no.
Got it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Got it.
I mean, some people would pay top dollar to eat his chest hair, I'm sure.
Whoa, wait.
Hey,
Wait,
hey,
what?
baby.
Whoa.
The body shop's open again.
Sell that shit on eBay.
Again.
Yeah.
Hey, Kareem, we got a lot.
Yeah.
We got a lot of listeners that don't live in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We got a lot of listeners in Northern California that are just regular people.
NorCal. Okay.
Stockbrokers.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Okay.
They're plumbers.
Yep.
IT people.
Yep.
And they don't know Hollywood.
Yeah.
So these VO things, do the VO pay well these days?
Yeah. VO, it's quiet mailbox money.
Okay.
That's what
Quiet
we call
mailbox.
it. Quiet
Stealth.
mailbox money. Stealth mailbox
As opposed to
money.
like, what's the mailbox that talks? Is that Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Yeah,
Like
it
a
was.
mailbox to talk?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
your mailbox doesn't talk when you get the Taco
it's
Bell.
just like you're going about your day, you go to your mailbox, you're like, oh man, it's like 7 checks.
Off of a VO thing. Can the VO buy you a Rivian?
I mean, could be.
Or a couple Jeff Hamilton jackets? Something like
Definitely
that.
a couple of Jeff Hamilton jackets. For sure. For sure.
All right, let's get into the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Paul and I haven't talked about it. I saw you at a Super Bowl party on
Absolutely.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Paul, even though he's our guest, I'm gonna kick it to you first.
Yeah.
Because this is just a conversation between pals. Were you shocked at the outcome?
I wasn't actually. We didn't do predictions. I would have predicted that the Chiefs were going to lose. They had too many close games. Eventually
Throughout the
had
whole
to end.
season.
Yeah.
Yep.
I brought some. Also, Matt, you said you couldn't root for either of them. I rooted heavily for the fucking Eagles. I have 2 Super Bowl things
Wait for
from
the
each time they lost to the
day.
fucking Chiefs.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some payback. So yes,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all. I'm surprised how shitty Mahomes played.
I was surprised. I was shocked.
I actually posted on my Instagram story at least 9 hours before the game. I still have it, and I said the Philadelphia Eagles will win Super Bowl 59. Congratulations. And then I had played Freeway.
Okay.
What we do is wrong. Yeah. I wanted Philly to win for Saquon coming from New York.
I'm going to be honest on this podcast because I know the listeners like honesty. And it's real easy to, like, after the fact say, I knew it was going to happen. I mean, I didn't believe in the Eagles all year. I felt like they were playing, it was kind of a con.
They were under the radar.
They could have lost to the Rams.
And they could, if it didn't snow, I think they'd lose to the Rams, which makes their win more impressive. And, Paul and I were talking about, like, this was our worst nightmare Super Bowl. As Niner fans, you're a Niner fan, like Eagles, Chiefs.
Was a Niner fan.
Was a fan. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I think Cowboys, Chiefs would have been worse.
But I hated both teams. And then what turned me around was that first play when they got that penalty call.
Yep.
And then I was like, fucking, let's go Eagles.
Yep.
Because I didn't want the refs conspiracy again.
Yeah, man.
There were actually some holding calls against the Chiefs in this game.
I know, which was pretty impressive.
Crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, the defense for Philly was just dominant.
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio.
Yeah, from the time, the kickoff to the end, man. And people have to remember, man, they have a lot of weapons. They got the Slim Reaper. They got AJ.
Yep.
The Slim Reaper?
The Slim Reaper, yeah.
At this party you guys went to, did you even watch the Super Bowl? Were you just like having a Hollywood party and with like dancing girls and
let's say this.
K?
What was interesting is when me and Kareem started talking, like mid-second, we had a vibe of like we knew it was done.
Yeah.
It did not feel like the Patriots Falcons 28-3, right?
No.
Although I was saying that to you.
Yeah, you were.
Well, everyone was saying, Mahomes wants to come back. That's going to be his
Everybody
degree
was
of
saying
difficulty
that, but I'm just like,
to prove that he's better than Brady.
Yeah, it was more of like you had to like if you're a PlayStation connoisseur like myself back in the day, when it was 21-0, it was just like I kept saying, reset the game.
You said hit the reset button.
Hit reset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just going to be tough to play catch up.
I thought it was the most boring Super Bowl I can remember. Although it did remind me of being a kid when there were all those blowouts. Remember the 80s and 90s? Like the Niners had a bunch of those blowouts,
they did.
right?
Absolutely.
The Broncos and the Chargers.
But it wasn't boring for me because it was look who was losing, that team that was on the
you were doing a
precipice of
big
the dynasty.
Dance, took the pressure off.
So like it's like when you saw a fighter get knocked out or get knocked down a few times, like I was there for the car crash, which for me didn't make it boring. I was loving it. I was like, let's more, punish him more.
Yeah.
Nick was there.
Nick, our producer, was at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The cameras aren't on him, folks, but he looks like he's been
right
through it.
in it.
He's finally recovered. We had to push the pod back a day just so Nick could recover.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions on the Beat LA business card too. What that means? Like, there's a couple of charges that look like it's a cover.
But yeah, the Super Bowl party, the house was massive.
Yeah,
there was a baseball field.
Wow,
in the backyard.
A pool with cabanas.
Yep.
And not only was it a pool, but he had lifeguards there. There was about 3 lifeguards.
Wow.
That's the thing.
That's smart at a party because people can do the old Sunset Boulevard thing where you fall in the pool.
Yeah.
The poor dope. He always wanted a pool. Well, in the end, he got himself a pool. Only the price turned out to be a little high.
So Paul, I call him Kendall. Roy is my nickname for him from Succession on this pod. And we've all been to some places. For what was great was for Kareem. Like, I was like, man, do they have a ranch with horses here? I'm like, there's all these bartenders, a baseball field, valets, pickleball, all this stuff. For him, what put it over the top, he just kept doing this. Lifeguards, Matt.
Yeah, lifeguards.
There are lifeguards here.
I love somebody who's worried about liability.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Absolutely. I'm like, it's not like, we've all been to parties.
Yeah.
Do we really see lifeguards at a pool party in Hollywood? Never.
Right.
These were like, they had the lifeguard outfits
like
on.
Baywatch? Like
yes.
The red suits.
Yes,
and,
they had the red with the red floater that said
running.
lifeguard.
Yeah. Hasselhoff had nothing else to do. I'm sure
right. And then there was a pond or a lake in the back with bass fish.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I didn't see the bass fish.
Well, yeah, one of the guys I was talking to, he was like, "Yeah, I was out there earlier.
Bass fishing.
I caught a couple of bass." I was like,
What the hell's going on at this party?
Let's get to the real main event of Super Bowl Sunday. And this is why we brought you here.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to talk about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I know a little bit, Paul knows a little bit, but like I think a lot of people, just for dummies, beefs for dummies, because I know they have that book, I think, in the library. Explain to us, to the layperson quickly, what's this Kendrick Lamar Drake beef?
So it really started with Drake. Who else? It's a song called J. Cole, First Person Shooter. They're rapping and talking about the greatest and the GOATs and all that. And Kendrick was supposed to be on that song, but he didn't.
Okay.
So from that point on, it's just anybody that knows hip hop, it's bravado, it's ego, it's all that, and it's friendly competition, right. And on First Person Shooter, when you hear it, he says that, and Kendrick was just like, oh, okay, well, he got on Future. Future song is like, forget the big three, it's just big me.
Gotcha.
I'm him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that's when it really started. And from that point on, it was just like Drake came out. Because the history Drake has gotten to, the last rap beef that Drake got into was, I want to say, Pusha T? From the clips.
Yeah.
Pusha aired him out. Like, said, hey, you got a son. You did this deal with Adidas. Like, he messed him up. So people were like, okay, well, Drake is, he's going to be good in this rap beef. But if you know hip hop and you know K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, Duckworth, he is what you call the boogeyman. He is the boogeyman, literally the boogeyman. And it was just like you poking the bear.
Yeah, don't mess with him.
Don't poke the bear.
Yeah,
and then the beef got spun out of control a little bit.
Yeah, it hit below the belt. It got personal.
It got personal, which I love. And this is what I want to talk
about. Is Drake really a pedophile? That's what I want to know.
Well, he's dated a lot of younger women.
Yeah.
That's for
and it's
sure.
been known that, hey, there's a lot of young girls at his concerts and things of that nature. So,
I just think these...
Wait, so same with Diddy. Oh, wait, Diddy's in jail.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. So,
but listen, I think rap beefs are super healthy.
Yeah. I think they're great because
I think
again it felt retro, right? It felt like Biggie and Tupac or something. Hopefully they don't shoot each other, but it's.
But in our culture today, we don't have enough beefs like that rivalry shit. In this respect,
there's little beefs, but it's not to the level of two major rap figures.
Well, like if we take it to sports, like we don't have beefs between heavyweight champions anymore. Like where people are talking shit too much. Like even on the basketball court, the football field.
Things get very corporate, right? Like Drake is suing Spotify and Apple Music for having this shit on because basically he's saying it's slander.
But right. Well, I'm just saying like the bigger point of like the pussification of sports. With the the participation trophies.
I led that movement, the pussification.
Referees
and
parents don't allow beefs to happen on the courts. Everyone's like, there's no fights, and this is what I miss. And so, like, I think
that's our generation.
That's our generation.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's what made that
old
so
school
much fun.
Super Bowl, old school beef.
I mean, we can go back to freaking the Bridge, Queensbridge, and Jay-Z and Nas, and rap beefs have been going on. It just so happened the Biggie and Tupac got out of control.
With social media now, though.
The thing about that rap beef is that for so long Drake was that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was that guy, and it was.
He knows he's from Canada, right?
Yeah.
Like seems like a guy from Canada doesn't pick a beef with a guy from Compton.
But here's the deal, and that's part of what Kendrick talked about is that
the only beef I would pick is with someone from Canada. That's
right.
Safe for you.
It's the only way I have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, he was smelling himself, and it's one of those things of, you're a guy who used to make, very emotional music, and then you're talking about, I listen to G Herb and all these like drill music artists, and it's just like, Drake, where is this coming from? You make songs for the ladies, and now you're, talking about all these guys who make these songs about shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Aubrey.
What are you trying to do?
Aubrey?
Aubrey Graham.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, that's not you.
I think what kind of upset me was when people were talking like best MCs of all time, and like Drake was getting in that conversation.
Yeah.
And for anyone that knows hip hop, and even for like someone who I won't say, I'll say I'm a tourist. I grew up listening to it, but like to me, it's like Rakim. It's game over. But for people to talk Drake was crazy to me.
This new generation, because of Drake, has been like the guy. You know what I mean? And not taking anything away from Drake, but Kendrick's been that guy too. We're talking about an artist who won a Pulitzer Prize for an album. Like, we forget about that.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
Like, we forget about that part.
Yeah. You always wanted to do more music, like criticism here.
Yeah.
We got that on the pod here.
I mean, it's kind of hurt Drake's career. He may win some version of this fucking lawsuit because you go in front of the biggest show in the world and you fucking, you rip that guy a new one. Yeah. It's got to hurt his record sales.
They were saying,
right?
him suing is his white side coming out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, come on, bro. It's rap beef. Like, take that L, move on.
Right.
You just added more fuel to the fire to where we look at you so different now because you have this lawsuit. It's like, come on, dog.
I want to throw a little subject out here because it's in the zeitgeist and we're a contemporary podcast. But so this Kendrick Lamar halftime show has been very divisive.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, Matt Ferrucci, 50% of the BLA podcast, said, I think it kind of put the right into this outrage.
Yeah.
And it gave him a wedgie. And like it made like a lot of conservatives clutch the pearls. And it reminded me of that scene in Back to the Future when Michael J. Fox starts to play Chuck Berry and the whole crowd looks at him like he's a fucking alien.
Yep.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it.
It just felt like the right, and like it became so political and MAGA and like Gates and like all these people came out like this is the worst halftime show, like vitriolic, like, and it just kind of made me laugh. Like people, this is fucking ridiculous. This reaction. They don't tell me it's political, not political.
Right.
Wait, did you have a thought on this?
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw it, I knew, knowing Kendrick Lamar, not personally, but knowing as far as the type of artist he is, that his art is going to create a message. And what better way to do it at Super Bowl with the sitting president there? You know what I mean? And like you said, with all this vitriol and people like, oh, I couldn't stand it, proves Kendrick Lamar right with his whole halftime performance.
Right.
Like, literally, you break it down, it's just like Uncle Sam, Samuel Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. Like, that's what it's talking about.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to play the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, don't do this. That's too ghetto. That's too loud.
Right.
You know, when he does a song
Yeah, it was almost like he was foreshadowing the reaction that was going to come out.
Yeah, like he did his job. Like, and people are still talking about it.
And people are talking about it. But, in the black community, man, to be honest, it was just more of like, absolutely. Thank you.
To me, and Paul, I want to get your take on this. It's like, you cannot like the show if you want, like just artistically. I remember when like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers played, I was like, okay, that was cool. He played kind of greatest hits.
Exactly.
But like from an artistic standpoint, like I can see like politicians being mad at it, but I have like artist friends that are just like, that was bullshit. I'm like, he made a choice. They had set pieces. It was very different from shows. With the like, it was a show. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But like, it got weird.
Yeah, people who say they didn't like it and all that, you get your own halftime show and you do it. If not, just shut the hell up.
We're working on that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's so much symbolism. We can be here all day breaking it down. But, big shout out to Kendrick Lamar, PG Lane, Dave Free. Like, they put on a hell of a show. And it was the most watched halftime or the most watched Super Bowl ever in history.
Yeah, it was, even though it was a terrible game. But maybe they stuck around for that.
You know what I mean?
Right?
I mean, everybody, the game is the game, but we all look forward to the halftime. We knew Kendrick Lamar was going to be halftime. Everybody was like, they'll party. And it was like, all right, ready for halftime? All right, everybody sit down and let's be quiet and watch this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I was worried because he was running around and his pants seemed too long to me. And I was worried he was going to fall. That's what I was worried
Yeah,
about.
the boot cut flare. Those are Celine
You're not
jeans.
the only one who noticed the fashion. Right. I also, I don't know stuff that, but he did play. He played. It was all new stuff, right? Which also was kind of a risky move.
So from the GNX album,
Yeah.
and then from the Black Panther soundtrack, all the I think all the stars with SZA. It's GNX, which he won all the Grammys for. So
I want to make this about personal because we're interviewing Kareem. So have you ever had a beef with someone and do you want to talk about it here? Do you want to settle that beef?
Oh man.
Would
I settle it? Would I settle it? Probably.
No, you could do it right now. You could settle that beef. You tell us who
you know what?
with,
I don't even. I mean, it's
we're trying to stir something up, Kareem.
Right, of course. I mean, I live my life. I live my life on such a high vibration level that if I did have.
You got to beef with Elon Musk though, because you got to
absolutely.
Yeah, see, all right, here we go.
Here we go. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Yes.
So tell us what you did this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I traded in my damn Tesla.
Yeah.
Racist piece of shit.
And you went and you got
a Rivian.
Oh man, folks, it looks like a stormtrooper.
Absolutely, it does look like a stormtrooper. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think for me, man, it's just, I had a Tesla back in 2016, 17. Technology and the whole nine, and really like what this dude was doing. But during this whole campaign and what this guy did and the Nazi thing, man, I was just like, bro, I'm not about to be in this car and really give this dude this promotion like that, man. Like, you got to stand for something. And for me, it was just like, nah, we off that. Like, for real, for real. Like, I'm just at a point where I'm not tolerating the bullshit. And that's just what it was.
But does the Rivian have ludicrous speed?
Prepare ship for light speed.
No, light speed is too slow.
Light speed too slow?
Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed.
The Rivian is very fast. It's called a performance package. And it's very fast for a truck.
I love...
And it's actually faster than the Cybertruck.
See,
there we go.
Yeah.
Rivian, if you want to sponsor us right now, right?
Sponsor them, Rivian.
Also, so Serena Williams
showed
up at this thing,
right,
doing crip dancing. Apparently,
crip walk. It's called a crip walk, not crip dancing. Crip walk.
I did a lot of fucking research
Hilarious.
for this pod. She looked good, by the way. Yeah. She is about a third of the size she was on the tennis court, which is interesting.
Well, she looks good. She
looked
great.
When you're an athlete.
But tennis, usually you got to be kind of trim, get her out of court.
For sure.
Anyway, but she looked good. So did that mean that she slept with Drake? What was she doing out there?
They dated.
Okay.
I can't speculate on if they slept together, but
they slept together.
But they definitely dated. Yeah. And
I guess he called out her. He called out her husband, this Ohanian Reddit guy, and that's why she decided to make this thing personal. I read all about this shit. And then did Drake also bang SZA?
Yeah, they dated.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were on an island with the two of them, which one would you choose?
SZA. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd go SZA.
Yeah, I agree.
Off top.
Yeah.
That is the pettiness of Kendrick Lamar. That is the boogeyman himself.
Isn't it amazing?
I'm going to bring both
That's
of your
a lot of
exes
energy
on the stage.
They talk about the fact, you're supposed to let go and let
Drake,
God, man.
But
Drake
Drake
he fucking fueled by his anger.
Drake trolled Serena for like a year.
Oh, interesting. But apparently he kind of stalked her. He'd show up at tennis matches and uninvited.
He trolled her.
Yeah.
I mean, can you just imagine on this level of this, in our lives of relationships, if we hear one of our boys is dating somebody else, or oh my God, she's dating who? We have emotions. To have it on this Super Bowl level is crazy.
Boogeyman. when there's a definition of the boogeyman, it should be Kendrick Lamar's face there.
That's how you really made it, where you could just genuinely fuck with everybody.
Absolutely.
And get away with it.
As you should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For real. But
I want to ask you a question here, and we can always cut this.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question because we're just talking right now, and I just want to know. We ask the hard-hitting questions here.
Of
on
course.
This question. They, the right or whoever that criticized this show, a lot of them said, I grew up loving hip hop. And I think that's kind of like the phrase, I had black friends growing up defense. And so when non-black people, when they're trying to convince someone they're not racist, they say, I have black friends.
Yep. I don't see color.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of the same correlation.
It's so interesting when you talk in the back of our minds, it's like, something's going to come up. I don't see color, or I have a best friend who's black. We just know that's going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't see color. Bullshit. When you stop at a light, what do? You stop at a red light. Yeah. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. I don't see color. Man, knock it off. But yeah, it's one of those things of we know it's going to happen. I can telegraph it.
Yeah. Yes, I love this. I love it. Thank you, Kareem, for answering that question. Paul, I wanted to ask you a question here because I'm just dishing. I'm
ask me questions.
No, I'm like Jason Kidd at the point. Okay. Speaking of the halftime shows, Paul's a big music guy.
Yeah.
Big music guy, big music historian. halftime, these halftime shows, they've been going on forever, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking 30 years they've been having great acts.
Yeah.
Who's left that's big to play halftime, and who do you want to see? Who hasn't done it yet that you want to see do a halftime show?
I'm going to pull this up here. I pulled the list of who's done halftime show. The halftime show is actually a relatively new phenomenon. They were doing like Disney like reviews like 25 years ago.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
You know how the halftime really got to that point? In Living Colors.
What's that?
In Living Color.
How so?
In Living Color during Super Bowl, they did a
They did their
during
own
the
thing.
halftime.
Right.
Fox gave them their thing, and they had artists on there, and that sparked.
Right. Well, I think it was in '94 when they had Michael Jackson, and from there on it was the big time acts. But everyone's done it. But like, okay, who do you want to see? Who hasn't done it that you want to see? Who's left?
Man, that's
a good question. You
I'm
wanna
trying
blame it on
to
the
find
my
my
list
list
here.
about that, man.
You know, everyone's.
I mean,
done
the
it.
greats. I mean, most of the greats are passed on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so Paul McCartney did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Springsteen did it. Aerosmith did it. Tom Petty did it.
Stones.
Prince was considered
Yep.
maybe one of the great one
Yeah,
of the
'cause it
Rain.
rained.
Remember?
That was Miami, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
The question though is that everyone's like, oh, there's finally a hip hop guy did it. It's because rock and roll. There hasn't been a rock and roll band that's actually been critical mass and like forever. Rock and roll's basically dead. So it's basically got to be legacy acts, right?
Correct.
And there aren't really any of them left. The Who
No.
did it. Remember when the Who did it?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Coldplay did it. I mean, if you
Yeah, I
two.
remember Coldplay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Red Hot Chili Peppers did it with Gaga did it, Bruno Mars. So it's also a question like who's big enough, right?
Yeah.
Like in this kind of
Beyonce did it, right?
Well, in a world that
Had
is,
to have.
this-
She
I mean,
did.
but look,
Beyonce
I mean,
did,
Taylor
yeah.
Swift's out there. If she weren't dating fucking Travis Kelce, she would have done it by now.
Sure.
Right? Katy Perry did it already. So
Pink. I think Pink performed.
Do you
did
think
she?
like maybe the halftime show will change where it's like kind of these Jake Paul fights, these little
Who knows,
one-offs?
man? Listen, I wouldn't put it past.
Who knows?
To be honest, who knows? But that's a great.
Well,
That's
Jay-Z
a great
and-
point. Who could it be next year? I have no idea. Could it be Billie Eilish?
I mean, Jay-Z and Rock Nation are still
Chapel Roan.
producing it,
There you go.
and I don't even know her music.
I don't know. I just found out
My
about
wife
it during
listens to Chapel
during
Roan.
during the Grammys. But I mean, I think Billie Eilish will probably be
I
next.
don't think her stuff's kind of dancing party.
And I don't know. I don't know her music
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
But I just know she's super popular. Like she
Right.
wins a lot of awards.
Yeah. Post Malone.
Post Malone.
That's a
I
good
thought Post Malone did pregame. He did pregame. Yeah, Post Malone. You know what? I'm just gonna go out on a limb. Another hip hop artist will probably be Tyler the Creator.
That's interesting. You know what they haven't done?
He has a big following.
I mean, those odds though in
he
Vegas
has
are
a
high. Though.
big following,
They haven't-
which would be.
Yeah, they haven't done. They have not done country music ever.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
but
true.
country music. I mean, you think about Monday Night Football. That was
Hank Williams.
Hank Williams.
Yeah,
been doing.
but everybody. I mean, Beyonce's doing country music now.
Yeah.
Post Malone's doing country music.
Yeah.
You think maybe next year some version of that?
Kareem.
I don't know. Beyonce obviously already did it too.
I'll say
so.
this.
The Eagles are going to do it next year.
I say this. Next
I just see
year,
Eagles right here because it's a football team. But,
next
yeah.
year probably will be country music.
Yeah,
As
maybe.
long as we got this dude in office, he's
Right,
probably gonna
trust
be
me,
like,
we gotta
he's gonna be
fucking-
like, hey,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
we need some good, great American music on the halftime.
But
yeah.
Kareem, can you imagine certain people's heads will explode if they announce Tyler the Creator?
It would go crazy.
Heads would explode.
Yeah, and then they were talking about when Trump came out, it was so many loud boos, but Fox
I heard this.
enhanced it and made
Yeah.
it cheers. I'm
Well, he
just
was
like,
on Fox.
Yeah,
so-
of course. They made sure they shouted out Rupert Murdoch in the box. So,
Well, they
of
booed
course.
Taylor Swift too. It was a tough crowd. Eagles fans booed Santa Claus. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
And this was our segment with spin hip hop journalist Kareem Grimes.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna kind of switch here. Okay, did you watch any of the commercials? And in
I
hindsight?
I did watch the first one. It was it Skechers with
Martha?
Martha Stewart dancing? That was hilarious.
See, I have a note here, and I'm gonna read it right here. Martha Sketchers ad. I'd still hit it.
That is crazy. That is nasty work.
It almost feels like I'm gliding on air when I walk. Let me demonstrate. Drop a beat.
I don't disagree with my pod
That
partner.
is nasty work. I'm not going that far.
You're not going there?
Nope.
Desert
this is
Island.
the
Hey,
same-
listen, you're on a deserted island with SZA.
SZA.
Hold on. Serena Williams and Martha Stewart.
And I can have 2 or 1?
Just one.
You can have 2. There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with 2. It's his desert island.
Okay.
By the way, this is the same guy who said he'd hit Cher, Carol Burnett, and who was the other one?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Cher and Carol Burnett.
I didn't say Carol Burnett. I feel that feels like that's a bridge too far. But Cher, like
Young Carol Burnett, when she had her variety show.
She came out on the
she
came out of the Emmys and she was like 90, and I
did not say Carol
Burnett.
Burnett.
You didn't say Carol Burnett.
That is crazy.
Hey,
Diana Ross. She looked great at the Grammys, by the way.
Yeah.
She's 80. I'd do that.
You would do a Diana Ross
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, did you watch any commercials? Did you like any commercials?
So yeah, I'm gonna tell you what commercial I like. I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for beer. I liked it when the horse saved the keg.
So, a horse walks into a bar, and
what?
I didn't see.
Did you see
I
that?
didn't see those commercials.
Budweiser, the fucking horse, the Clydesdales say they drop a keg, and the horse takes it, and it ends with a horse walks into a bar, and the horse is spinning this fucking keg into the bar. He saved the keg. I got emotional.
Crazy.
I don't. Yeah, you guys didn't see that shit.
I didn't because we were like
we were
at this big
Yeah,
house.
you guys
and
were swimming in the bass pond.
Yeah,
We
it
were
was
at the
like
hot dog
fishing and
spear
hot dog
fishing.
cart, we were
hot dog
spear
cart,
shipping.
popcorn
fucking
machine.
Chatsworth. Yeah.
Let me ask you this,
crazy.
Paul.
Right.
Did that commercial make you want to drink a beer?
I was drinking a beer during it. It made me want to get another beer.
Kareem. Alcoholism.
No,
Alcoholism.
I wanted to reward
ad agency did
the
its
horse
That's how it starts.
for saving the keg. I don't know.
Can we drive him
Positive
to? Can we
reinforcement.
drive him to Promises Malibu in Rivian? Can we take him in your Rivian to Promises Malibu? Hey, I like the one. Did you see the Mountain Dew ad with Seal?
I didn't.
So basically, they're in a boat, and then they drink the Mountain Dew, like they're feeling great, and then they're in a boat, and there's a bunch of seals on a rock, and then all of a sudden, one of the seals has Seal's face on it, singing.
I'm done. Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a Rose.
I'm done. I have to go watch it on YouTube. I actually need to go and watch it because at the party, it was so much going on.
Sounds like a great party. Thanks for my invite,
so much
guys.
going on.
Thanks for my invite.
Oh, I don't know if I told you.
Yeah.
I went to the wrong house.
Did you? Well, that must have been fun.
Oh yeah, I walked in and it was this Indian man and his family, beautiful family, older people sitting down.
Was it the owner of the Sacramento Kings?
Yeah, I don't know, but I walked up in there and I was just like, where is my manager at? I don't know where, and I don't know anybody here.
You went
whatsoever.
to the wrong house. Remember, these are all man. You know, it's a good thing you didn't walk in during the halftime show. They might have
Right.
called. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it was a lot going on, man. And it was like, one dude was like, hey, aren't you on TV? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
He was
that.
like, hey. He was like, hey, have a drink with us. Have some food. They had masala, chicken masala.
Ooh,
over
that's
there. It
delicious.
was good. I was just like, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
gonna head on out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna head on out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Only in LA.
Only in LA.
Let's look ahead, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look ahead to next season here. Eagles repeat. Who do you like? I mean, I know right now, I talked to my people in the business. The script writers right now are working on the storylines for next season.
Wow. Wow.
Who do you like, Paul? What do you think's going to happen? You think the Eagles do it, or what's you want to look ahead? What are you feeling?
I don't think the Eagles do it.
I mean, next season the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara, aka San Francisco. It's going to be there.
So my pick is Washington.
You like Jaden Daniels?
Commanders. Yeah.
Also, if you look at the odds that came out, I think they're 30-1 or something, so you can actually make some real money on it. I just think that the Bills are never going to win it because they've got their fucking snake bit. The Ravens are the same. Commanders are up and coming. Jaden Daniels, they almost got there this year.
Almost.
They had 1 year with Adam Peters there. They're going to get better. Anyway, that's my pick for next year.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think Kareem. I think that the Chiefs, like the Warriors, have plateaued by going to the Super Bowl
For sure.
So it's got to be the Ravens or the Bills.
Yeah,
to me.
I'm thinking the Ravens for sure because this is like Lamar's like, yo, you know, they gonna get on his back, like, bruh.
You have to.
So definitely the Ravens, definitely Commanders, I feel.
Can I say something for the NFC before you say your pick? The 49ers, because they didn't make the playoffs, they have the easiest schedule in the NFL next year. They're only playing 3 playoff teams in their 17-game season.
They're still not gonna make it.
49ers, Bills.
But you're a Niner fan.
But
I'm not.
I thought you were a Niner
Remember we
fan.
talked? I was.
Oh. No,
we
Utah.
talked. We
Oh,
talked.
yeah, we talked.
Oh,
That's right,
I didn't.
That's right. We
Yeah.
talked.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember what happened, Paul?
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah. Bosa.
Yeah.
Bosa.
Bosa sent you out the door.
Yeah. I was like, I'm done.
See,
Who takes his place? Have you picked a new team?
Yeah.
Are you going to be
Who's
in
your
LA?
new
I have it.
Rivian of football teams?
Yeah, exactly. The LA Rivians.
I'm like, funny. I just like, at this point right now, I just like certain players.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Because you're a Laker fan. We
yeah,
know that.
definitely, for sure.
You
Through and
could,
through.
you could move yourself
Bleed the
to
purple
Rams.
and gold.
Yeah, but it's hard if you're a Niner fan all the year to be a Rams fan.
Speaking of the Niners, and
Maybe the Raiders.
No way.
they need a quarterback.
God bless them.
You
I
think
grew up as a Raider fan before they moved to LA.
Listen, like
Broke
I
my
said,
heart.
and I'll say it before again, the Raiders will not go anywhere. The last time they went somewhere is when Rich Gannon was the quarterback.
Well, speaking of quarterback, they need
got
a
the
new
oldest-
quarterback.
They got
and
the oldest coach in the league.
The word out there on the street
Shadur
is it: do they draft Shador or do they
Shador.
sign Sam Darnold or Aaron Rodgers?
or Aaron Rodgers. I'll say this, because isn't Brady part owner?
Correct.
I'm pretty sure a phone call has been made. And I'm going to go out on this, and we have it here on the podcast, Beat LA, that the Raiders will get Aaron Rodgers, and then they can have Shador study under Aaron Rodgers.
They're still going to be in last place, though. Aaron lost it. He's lost it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he's
How,
lost it.
what's his name? The receiver was at the Raiders and went to
Devontae?
Devontae, left the Raiders to go to the Jets, and now it's just like, bruh.
I know you still have the card for the night. You still have your Niners card, even though it hasn't expired yet. But Devontae may come west because Deebo Samuel, Paul, requested a trade last week.
I know he did.
Did.
Yeah.
And the 49ers said, okay, go find a trade.
How do you feel about that trade, Paul? Or that trade request from Deebo?
I mean,
Where does he go? Where does he want to go?
I don't even think that's the question.
I mean, I think that Ayuk coming off of the knee injury, in general, I feel okay about it. You got Jennings. I think Pearsall started to show something at the end of the season.
We got to replace him, though. We do have to replace him.
Cowing's there. You got to replace him.
He's a utility guy.
Deebo had a bad season last year.
I
Real
think
bad
that Kyle
season.
beat the shit out of him, making him be a running back all those years, and I think he's on the downside of this thing. I think it's okay.
Do you think they trade him, or do you think they release him, or
They can't release him. The cap hit's really bad. So they
But
got,
also, if they trade him, the cap hits back.
they got to wait till after June 1st apparently to do it. I don't know if they can do that, but
If we let him go, though, we need to bring someone in, maybe Cooper Kupp. We've got to let's go get T. Higgins, man, as a free agent.
That's
If he's
T. Higgins.
let's get T.
Reggie
Higgins.
Watkins.
T. Higgins that would be.
T. Higgins would be great.
T.
Right?
Higgins would be good.
He wants to get paid.
He's a deep ball guy.
Or you could get Devontae Adams for one season. He's got 1 year left on that deal. Would be tasty.
Speaking of trades, can we segue to
NBA?
NBA.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right, where were you, and how did you feel when that text came through? Well, I don't know. How'd you find out that
I was
Luka
at home,
Doncic? Yeah,
laying down, looking at TV, and I just happened
Looking
to
at
go,
Rivian on your phone, trying to figure out which Rivian you were
I
going
was
to
on
buy.
YouTube looking at Rivian.
Yeah.
And you know the box, and it
Sure.
and it literally said Luka to the Lakers, and I was just like, this has got to be some bull. I was like, this is clickbait.
Right.
And then I always look at the bottom, like where's the source coming from? It said ESPN. I was like, oh, I'm clicking on this.
Right.
I click on there, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
We got rid of AD
Yeah.
and got Luka.
Yeah.
I was just like, so I still was just like, damn, that's crazy. And then I had to dig deep and be like, why?
Right.
Yeah.
Why do they do this? What is
What do
the
your
method
sources tell
behind
you? What do your
this?
sources tell you?
I mean, Luka's an international star.
He's 25.
He's 25. The Lakers, no international stars, star power, period. Right? You get a 25-year-old who's number 5 in the league, scoring the whole nine. Was at the championship game last year.
Yeah, carried them.
25, can ball out. They're just thinking future.
Well, I know what the Lakers did, but why do you think the Mavs did it? And what? There's a lot of conspiracy theories
It's a
going
lot.
around.
They've
That the
been
Lakers
saying-
always end up with a star.
Always. That is always.
Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq,
We can
Kareem,
go on and on. Kobe. We can go on and
Kobe
on and
in a
on.
trade with Shaw, right? Like
exactly.
LeBron. Like they always. So there's a do you think there's a conspiracy going on that somehow the league knows that the Lakers have to? Because we're beat LA guys. We fucking don't like the fucking Lakers. We take this very personally. This kind of shit keeps happening.
It's here's the deal. Once again, the history proves itself time and time again.
It does.
The Lakers always get a superstar.
That's true.
Or two superstars. So now we have LeBron. Because everybody was like, Luka's in. That means they're getting ready to get. Listen, LeBron is putting up 30 points a night. 30 and 10, 30 and 15. Like, let's stop this.
Well, by the way, my other conspiracy is that they're not drug testing LeBron. I mean,
I will not sit here and let
40.
you slander
How the fuck is he doing
LeBron
it?
James.
We don't like it, but he's amazing. He's great. Maybe
the man spends $1 million on his body.
How does he do it? He's 40 years old. Matt's over 40, barely. He can barely get out of bed.
Hilarious. I'll say this: when I hit 40, I was in peak condition. Like I was playing basketball, running, doing Tough Mudders, and the whole nine. So
it's just the wear and tear. It's amazing.
The wear and tear, but he's a gift. Yeah. He's got a God-given gift, man.
I don't think he's PED in it.
No,
as like
just his hair.
Dog.
Just his hair.
Just his hair.
Yeah,
just
not,
the hairline.
Not at all, though. We would know. We've been around. We've been around. We would know.
I would be shocked.
But you had a question. Of all those guys that got traded to the Lakers, Luka's the first white guy.
Well, I want to say this. I was talking to Elaine Uwe, friend of the pod.
Superstar Elaine.
Yeah, exactly. And he brought up a really fun point, which is at some point here, now that they got Dalton Connect back, and then they signed Alex Len, the center, yesterday.
I saw that.
So at some point, when Maxi Kleber comes back as well, they're stretch 4, they could have a starting lineup or on the floor at one time. And I hope they do this when they're in Boston. Alex Len, Maxi Kleber, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, Dalton Connect. 5 white dudes on the floor.
Lakers. Yep.
They've turned into the Celtics.
Absolutely.
And they're giving them their business right back to them, baby. That's fucking gold right there. Let's go.
That would be great. I heard that. Yeah, that'll be great. But I mean, listen, the thing is just like you trade away Dalton. He's a superstar. I definitely see him. It's just like what do you say? What do you say when you bring him back? Hey man, we really
No, but he's soft. He's like, I need a game to like process. Like, fuck you, just fucking put on the we saved you. You were gonna go to Charlotte and play there. Now you're coming back. I'll say this, Paul. When the trade happened, I know AD got injured, but I thought the Dallas Mavericks won that trade. Because at that time, they're more ready with a healthy AD. Now AD is hurt. I think the most interesting team right now in the West to go to the finals is the Lakers. As much as that pains me.
No, I agree.
No, we literally have pieces to where we can.
Pieces.
And like I said, they played without LeBron and
the Pacers. Austin Reeves scored 45 points.
That ball was moving around, man. So
I think JJ Redick. They finally got a good coach.
Yeah. And I truly believe the Lakers have the ability to get to the chip this year. Like literally, and then this is a big battery in Luka's back right now. Like Luka's on a tear.
Everyone says he's out of shape. He's drinking too much, whatever. But now he's in LA. He's gonna.
What's his name on ESPN? He was just like the dude scoring 30 points a game. What out of shape are we talking about?
Right. Well,
what out of shape?
He was hurt a lot. I mean, his nickname for years, courtesy of Chris Merrill, was Air Lasagna because of the eating.
But he's in LA. LeBron's gonna.
Oh yeah,
get him right. You know what I mean? And this is going to be a battery to where Luka is going to go off. Like Luka, I truly believe one of these games, Luka's probably gonna go for 60.
Sure, but can he win a title? That's the whole big thing.
He's going to.
Hey, we've let Kareem drink enough Laker Kool-Aid in front of us right now. Can we clear out a little bit for the Warrior fans over here that got Jimmy fucking buckets?
You got buckets. You got Jimmy buckets.
I did not like the trade. When they were talking before they made the trade, I'm like, the Warriors need to get younger. We need to blow it up. We do not need to get old. In 2 games with Jimmy Butler, he has settled this team down. Steph Curry finally has his number 2. The spacing on the floor is incredible. Jimmy gets to the free throw line for us.
Yeah.
We look great, Paul.
It's unbelievable. They're a totally different team.
Totally different team.
One guy.
He
hasn't even practiced.
Yeah.
He literally hasn't practiced.
Also, I think Jimmy Butler is perfect to play the lead in Dope Friend.
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
He might do it. He's crazy enough. He might do it.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Perfect. This is the team right here. All right, Paul, do we have any other thoughts on Jimmy Buckets and the Warriors? I love it. We're playing the Mavericks tonight.
I know, and it's on ESPN. I mean, the Warriors are relevant again. Look, maybe the Lakers and the Warriors are something will happen down the road this season. They're the two hottest teams in basketball.
We shall see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Hey, listen, we want to, if we can we do a new segment with you brought to you by Pet Bro Supply Co.?
Let's do.
Okay. This is a new segment here, Nick. We call this.
You turn to Nick in case he's got to cut it. Is
right.
that
No.
Yeah.
We call this, Kareem, Hollywood Association.
Hollywood. Look at you, man.
Hollywood Association.
All right,
and you're the perfect person to play this with because Paul, when we were at that party, I heard his manager literally walk by and go, "Oh, ask Kareem. He knows everybody." Yeah.
Hey, look, we should give a little context. When the last time he was on, Kareem talked about George Clooney, Clint Eastwood,
Jamie Foxx.
The world loved this. The Instagram world and beyond loved these stories. So
for sure.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, Kareem. And you might not have an answer. You might say no. But we're going to throw out a name of a celebrity. And you can either tell us, A, if you know them, and if you have a quick log line story about them.
For sure.
Impression, okay? All right. Now, we got a little generator here, a little name generator.
Right,
Put
spin
that
the wheel.
All right, first name, Prince.
Oh, wow. Yes.
What?
See?
I met Prince. Damn, that's good.
What?
I met Prince through Dougie Fresh.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Prince and Dougie Fresh were like this.
Yeah.
So big shout out to my man Cliff Love. This was after the Golden Globes. I can't remember how many years it was. Prince was renting out, what's the tight end? Anthony Gonzalez's house in Sunset.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Where
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, the Purple House.
Yeah. So Golden Globes after party, whatever. So it's me, Cliff, and Dougie Fresh. And we're like, oh, we about to go to Prince's house. I'm like, what? We going to Prince's house? Dude, we pull up. So we're in the foyer. And Prince's bodyguard, this stocky Asian dude, suit.
Yeah.
He was like, no phones or whatever. We was like, all right, cool. So foyer, staircase. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Yeah, Prince's spot. Lo and behold, Prince walks down the stairs, dude. It was just like slow motion. I was like, this is Prince right here.
Yeah, floats.
Yeah. Comes down, introduces himself. And I'm like, ain't nobody gonna believe me. Nobody's gonna believe me, man.
Right.
And introduces himself. And then he looks at Dougie Fresh and he says, are you ready to jam?
Come on.
And we literally walk in and it's like the who's who of Hollywood. It's like Benny Medina over here, Mariah Carey,
right.
Natalie Portman,
Right.
Will.i.am.
Right, sure.
In this room and it's like these purple chairs. It was amazing. And it was like a live band and a whole nine. And it was just like unbelievable,
You
bro.
was close as you are.
And did Prince?
I shook Prince's hand.
Did Prince? Did he have a firm grip? He seemed like he might have a little bit of like soft handshake.
No. He plays basketball.
He was a good basketball player.
Yeah.
So did he play? Did he get up on stage and play?
Yes, he did.
That's unbelievable. That's one of my great regrets. I never saw him live.
Did he make pancakes after?
No,
No.
I wasn't there that long. He definitely jammed.
All right, he beat you in basketball, and then what happened?
After it was all over, he took us in the house and served us pancakes.
Game blouses. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You want to throw a name out? You want to throw a name?
That was good.
Throw a name.
I'm looking at your name.
I don't know. Or you can just make up a name.
Bill Cosby.
I auditioned for a film, Ghost Dad.
Okay.
With Bill Cosby.
No shit.
Fucking Ghost Dad.
And I didn't audition with him, but I auditioned for Ghost Dad, man.
Man, I wish
I
you got
wanted to
that.
be on a Cosby Show.
Oh God.
So bad.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, I used to watch Fat Albert, Junkyard Dog, all that. But I auditioned for Ghost Dad.
Okay. Here we go. Denzel.
No,
unfortunately
not. No Denzel. Oh, his wife, Pauletta.
Okay.
So I've definitely talked with Pauletta and the whole nine. My ex at that time, she has a bakery, so they will always order food, always order pastries from her and cakes and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, damn. She was like, yeah, you may have to go and deliver something to Pauletta and them. I was like, word? But it never happened.
Never happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the white guy. Tom Cruise.
Oh.
And I brought that up because I actually met Tom Cruise, so I like to talk about myself. I want to have an indirect over Kareem.
No, yeah.
But okay, wait. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Ready? Kareem.
Yeah.
So Paul, do you want to ask the question? You're the host on the podcast. To ask him the question.
So Paul, how did you meet Tom Cruise?
That's a great question, Kareem. Thanks for asking. I was 22 years old. I'd moved out to LA, and I was working the Golden Globes. I was working for Dick Clark, and my job was to get celebrities to go in this room and promote the next year's Golden Globes.
Wow.
So Tom Cruise walks in. It was a year of A Few Good Men, and I asked him if he'd do it. He said, sure. I'm like, holy shit, I just got Tom Cruise to do this fucking stupid promo for TNT or whatever it was. And I'm walking towards, he's following me. I turn around, and he's been surrounded by this phalanx of fucking advisors and PR people. And I'm like, hey, Tom, what's going on? He's like, sorry, man, I can't do it. And this PR person's like, he can't do this. And I'm like, come on, Tom. He's like, I'm sorry. Anyway, nicest guy in the world. Yeah. His instinct was to say yes. I'll give him that.
And then how long were you in Scientology for?
I did go have breakfast with him. They have a nice breakfast over there.
Oh, at Scientology.
Yeah. Tell us that story.
I had pancakes with Tom Cruise and Prince.
I was at the Beverly Hills Playhouse for like 3 years and did not become a Scientologist. Last one, okay? Wesley Snipes.
Ooh.
And I only asked that question because I have a Wesley Snipes story.
I thought you were going to ask Halle Berry, but
yeah.
Tell us how you met Wesley Snipes.
We wanted his stories. What are we doing?
I met him at an after hours. He got out of a limousine. This was a week before he went to jail for tax evasion prison. And he was on one. And he got out of I was with my boys, and he got out of the limo, and he looked at me and went, yo. And I'm like, yo. And he's like, how you been? We like dapped it up. I'm like, I'm good, man. He's like, man, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, yeah. And I was fucked up. And he was like, yeah, man, are you going inside? I'm like, yeah, I'll be in there. And then I turned to my boys, and they were like, you know Wesley? I'm like, I don't. I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, he was turned up. As you would when you're going into prison next week.
For sure.
But okay, last one.
I do have one though.
Yeah,
that's totally random.
Here we go.
Random athlete?
Here we go.
Athlete?
Artist.
Give it to me.
Marilyn Manson.
Whoa.
Okay, talk to us.
Me and my boy Cliff, we're at what's the hotel? It's off of Sunset, but it's down the street. It's in the cut. Is it the L'Hermitage?
Sure.
Or
off of Burton?
Is it?
Oh, the Petit Hermitage.
It's down a hill. And it's real quaint.
It's probably the Petit Hermitage or maybe the Sunset Marquis, but probably Petit.
You walk into the hotel, and then there's like this room. It's like super dark. We sitting down, and I'm like, yo, is that Marilyn Manson?
Yeah.
And this is like no makeup on.
Yeah.
Jet black hair.
Right.
And he had gold fronts.
Okay.
And it was like, yo, and we literally just sat down and chopped it up with him.
Yeah. Hey.
Fucking random.
LA's weird.
LA is random.
Weird place.
Marilyn Manson.
Well, listen, I love that game. I think we're going to keep Hollywood
Yeah,
Association
for sure.
around.
Absolutely.
But for all the fans that are listening to this, for Kareem to talk about All-American.
Are they about to take my baby away?
Please calm down.
Bro, don't tell me to calm down. Cool, you promise. Yes.
We're going to end with this.
Yeah.
Season 7 just premiered.
Yes.
How you feeling about this season?
I feel really, really good, man. We took it back to the high school, to the football. We brought in some new characters, new cast, and man, they have been showing up and showing out, man. This season 7 is really, really good, man.
Yeah.
My daughter is a teenager, so now we get to see. We get to see that dynamic of, a father raising his teenage girl. She's in the boys. So I'm super excited, man. And, Preach is, we going to see a little bit more Preach this season, man. And
is he going to live?
Yeah.
Is he going to die?
Yeah. No, Preach doesn't die at all. Not at all.
It's a good question.
He's a father. He's a teacher. And he's he's raising his daughter.
But is the old life going to catch up with him
I mean,
again?
who knows? We may see old Preach pop out.
I mean, 7 seasons. How long can this thing go, man?
Listen, I want it to go 10, 15, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Nothing goes that long. I was a show killer. Every show I got on fucking died after like 12 episodes.
Yeah, so, 10 seasons. But the CW has known, like One Tree Hill and all that, those shows have been going 10, 13, 15 seasons. So this one can do the same thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm super excited about it. Mondays on the CW. If you miss it, it's on the CW app the next day.
The old seasons are on Netflix, right?
Yes.
That's where I saw
Season
it.
1 through 6 is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can catch up
Absolutely.
there.
So you can catch up.
Can we tease anything here? Can we break any All-American news? I'm just wondering. People going to break up? I know there was that.
Is there a very special episode coming up?
Yeah, there's going to be some surprises.
Okay.
There's going to be some surprises.
Yeah, that's
that's all I can tell you.
That's how Preach doesn't get killed, is he doesn't give away
there's going to be some surprises.
Secrets.
That's how Kareem stays on the show
Yeah.
because he sticks to the bullet points that PR gives him.
Absolutely,
okay?
yeah.
And finally, you got the Vince Staples show coming out later this year.
I just finished shooting that. So super excited. Listen, this second season of Vince Staples, bro, if you like the first season, this one is going to push the envelope to a whole nother level, man. So I'm super duper excited. Yeah. And Uncle Mike, man, is being Uncle Mike. So big shout out to Vince Staples, man, and the cast. We had a good time.
When you get it, I'ma come find you.
I got you.
Don't got me. Get me.
Vince Staples should do the halftime show.
Yeah, I mean, Vince is dope, but I don't know if Vince may be a little bit too high level. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure. So yeah, the Vince Staples show, Netflix, probably be out maybe summer. Who knows? But it's coming.
When do you sleep, man?
Hey, man, listen. You know, I definitely get my rest, but you know, I'm in grind mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this town.
Yeah, you take it when you can, right?
Take it when you can, brother. So when the iron is hot, got to strike.
Anything else we want to ask Kareem while we got him here?
I don't know. He keep giving us so much time. He's so generous with it. We appreciate that, Kareem. No. We should let him go. He's got.
You're my guys.
Hold on. Do you have anything or anyone, even off the beaten path, you want to promote or shout out? Someone we don't even expect. You want to go through a random shout out?
Oh man, my friend's house, LA.org. It's a foundation that I'm a part of, and we feed the homeless or the less fortunate. And we've been doing it for 14, 15 years. Okay. And we do it every Wednesday downtown between 5th and 6th on San Pedro. And, you know, if you're looking for an outlet to give back, feed your soul and your spirit, come on down. You're more than welcome. And that's myfriendshousela.org.
Good man.
Yep. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Kareem Grimes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for
American superstar.
Right,
Kareem Grimes. Thank you, brother.
Indeed.
You're the best. Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, Paul, we're back. As always, he knocked it out of the park.
Kareem's the best, man. I wonder he's the busiest man in showbiz. Who knows everybody?
Prince. Blouses. Prince. Let's go.
Game. Blouses.
Tony Gonzalez rented Prince's house. It was a normal house. When he returned, it was purple with a bunch of Prince symbols all over the place. He made it his own. Yeah.
I've been to Michael Jackson's house in Holmby Hills.
Oh, Holmby.
Michael Jackson wasn't there, but it's the house he died in. I have a guy I know a couple years older than me at Princeton lives in this house now.
Where the doctor gave the propofol thing?
The propofol.
Yeah. So not Neverland. You never went to Neverland Ranch?
I was never invited.
You were never invited to
Neverland?
Neverland?
Never asked to sleep over.
If you were invited, you would have gone, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King of Pop.
I would have probably, you know, I like a good lawsuit.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Kareem Grimes again, man. Everyone watch. He does a great job playing Preach.
He's such a good guy, talented and working like crazy as he should be. Anyway, we're very grateful to him for being a friend of the pod. Thank you, Kareem.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Paul, let's get into it. We got pet peeves here. We're going to wrap this pod up real quick. And for those that are still listening to us, thank you very much. Any pet peeves or pet pleasures in your nervous system?
So Kareem distracted me. I'm looking at my notes. I do. You go ahead though, Matt, while I figure out mine.
Okay, I'm talking to Nick, but I'm looking at you.
Okay.
I hate these Uber Eats commercials. I mean, I've hated them for a long time. I don't know what PR company, ad agency got that contract, but these Matthew McConaughey history of the NFL to make you buy and eat food are ridiculous. I know I'm not in the minority here, but those Uber Eats ads are just bad. Jerry Rice, what are you eating? Rice? I mean, they're god awful.
From the very beginning, football has been a conspiracy to make us hungry.
And we'll call this a pigskin. Make people crave bacon. Bacon.
And everybody loves bacon.
I love bacon.
Can I piggyback on your pet peeve?
Yeah, you can, please.
So I like McConaughey. right?
I love McConaughey.
You know, relatable guy.
Yeah.
You know, we all love him from Dazed and Confused. Somehow he went on to win an Oscar, all these things.
He wrote great self-help book you wrote too, as well.
Great.
Yeah.
He's doing too many commercials. If I were his agent, because he doesn't just do those commercials, he does the Salesforce commercials, he does the Lincoln ads, fucking guys everywhere. Like, remember it used to be that these guys are like, oh, they'd be like, you know, Bill Murray. And
go to Japan.
You go to Japan, like Brad Pitt does.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Cut to the clip.
For relaxing times, make it Suntory time.
Right. I just think he's getting oversaturated. The McConaughey brand, he's like the male Taylor Swift now. He's become oversaturated. He's doing too many fucking commercials. Matthew, if I'm your agent, McConaughey, fucking pull it back a little bit, bro.
Well, you bring up a good point. He's doing the Taylor Swift by always showing up on the sideline for the Texas Longhorns during their college football run.
Right.
He's oversaturated, baby.
Yeah, he does the John Hamm, Bradley Cooper thing on the sideline where he's like super fan.
When John Hamm introduced the Chiefs and then Bradley Cooper introduced the Eagles, I think we kind of knew who was going to win there because Bradley Cooper's introduction was holding his kid. You know, it just felt like the
John
juju
Hamm
was there.
apparently was actually a St. Louis Rams fan and has shifted his allegiance to the Chiefs because he's actually from St. Louis.
Got it.
I know a lot about this stuff, man.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway, I'll just piggyback on your pet peeve. I don't really have another pet peeve.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm feeling good about the world in general.
Yeah.
You know, mostly, particularly because Kareem was here.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Once again, this pod was brought to you by Pet Pro Supply Co. Anything you need for your pets, dogs, cats, iguanas, possums, squirrels, goldfish, and or gerbils. Pet Pro Supply Co., they're a great sponsor of the show. Paul, before we wrap up here, some people actually just fast forward through the hour to get to this final part.
Right.
Best things we saw. Is there anything you want to recommend? Anything you've seen? Anything that's
we talked
good?
a lot about the commercials. You haven't seen them. Do what Kareem's going to do, and go watch them. So I finally watched the first season and as many episodes as currently exist of Severance.
Okay, great.
So, and Kristen, my wife, was nice enough to rewatch the first season and was glad she did. And it felt kind of like an old school thing. I hadn't caught up on a show like I did with Game of Thrones. I didn't watch the first season of Game of Thrones. Yeah. And then it was becoming sort of a cultural thing, zeitgeist. And and it was fucking great to be able to binge something and then be able to go directly into the next season.
Right.
If you haven't watched Severance, do it. It's really fun. It's cool. The guy that wrote it, this guy Dan Erickson, should be inspirational to us writers out there. He's a guy kind of didn't have a career. The thing was on something called there's the Blacklist.
Yeah.
The script was on the Blood List, which is this thriller thing, and Ben Stiller's company at Red Hour found it.
Yeah.
And in 2016, it took forever to develop the thing, and now it's this big hit. Anyway, it's worth seeing. I think there's a lot of things about it that are actually very much about in the zeitgeist, timely. Performances are great. Anyway, it's one of those shows at the end, you'll be like, fuck you. I hate that fucking twist wasn't worth it, whatever the twist is ultimately going to be, but I'm enjoying it now.
Well, I think it's one of those shows, and I'm glad you caught up. Now we can talk about something in 2 weeks, because as this thing goes.
Are you an innie or an outie, Matt?
You know, that's a great question. A lot of I think I live the world as an outie, and I feel like I'm veering towards being an innie. I kind of want to forget about a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like I can relate to it. I will say this though, Paul. I don't know if you would have loved it. I'm not saying it. I'm just a thought, but I think binging something does give you that hook to bring you in. I think sometimes when you go week to week, it gives you time to kind of go out on something.
Right. Well, particularly with a show like this, where they're fucking with all sorts of things, so you remember everything into the next
Well,
episode.
it had been almost 2 years since between season 1
Which is
and 2.
unbelievable.
So I had to actually watch a little bit of season 1 again in order to get caught up to season 2. No, I like it a lot. I do think it's got very much Lost parallels. Remember Lost back in the day?
Yeah, Lost. That's what I was saying, which also pissed everybody off at the end once they figured out what was really going on.
And I feel like that might happen with this show.
Yeah.
In the second season. You got to binge The Agency.
Okay.
I told you about this with the Michael
Well,
Fassbender.
I've run out of Severance episodes. I got to wait now till Friday.
So watch The Agency.
Oh, that's a pet peeve, by the way. Why do they drop it on Friday? Nobody watches TV on Friday. I worked on multiple TV shows on Friday. I worked on the show called Madigan Men that got canceled because Mike Ovitz wanted to steal money. Michael Eisner wanted to steal money from Mike Ovitz. It was a place where TV shows went to die was Friday night. And you should have it on Sunday, like The Sopranos. Oh, I watched Wise Guy, the David Chase thing about The Sopranos. Remember when we actually used to be like, hey, Sunday night, I'm going to watch HBO. Yeah. They should do that with Severance.
Well, I think in today's streaming world, it doesn't really matter when these things drop.
Like, I started telling a story. Matt literally just rolled his eyes. Was like, "Paul, the episode's going long. Stop." Right.
No, I rolled my eyes because this is one of the old man things that you pull, where it's like you think like the day something drops, those days don't matter anymore in the streaming world. They really don't.
Look, I'm in on Friday night anyway, man. I'm
Okay,
I'm drinking my own liquor on Friday night. I'm barbecuing.
Save that for Sunday. You're not going to miss it. I know. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, that's.
But can you binge
man.
The Agency because it's
right
up your alley?
What are you watching?
Paradise on Hulu with Sterling K. Brown.
Okay, I've seen that ad right below my house.
I forget the creator of This Is Us.
Okay.
Which I didn't watch. This is his new show.
Fogelman, Fetterman,
Dan,
something.
Yeah, it's his show, and he went something completely different. It's actually great. You can binge it. 5 episodes are out now. Sterling K. Brown plays the Secret Service agent to the president, who has just gone out of office. And things aren't what they seem, Paul. That's all I'm going to say. Things aren't what they seem. It's about a Secret Service agent. Fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say the best thing I heard yesterday, Cape Fear, Apple is doing a remake with Amy Adams in the Jessica Lange role and in the Katie role, in the Robert De Niro role, Javier Bardem.
That's TV a good series.
Excuse me.
TV series.
Yeah, I don't know who the Nick Nolte's going to be. They didn't say.
They're rebooting Little House on the Prairie, Matt. Are you going to get an audition for that? Do you know that was the most streamed show of the year last year that wasn't new? I was reading some crazy article. The
Little
World
House
wants,
on the Prairie?
The old one with like Michael Landon and Melissa Gilbert. It had like 13 billion hours of streaming or some fucking thing I just heard. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Suits LA. They can't come up with a new idea, can they?
No, they can't. It's Remake City, baby.
Yeah, Beat LA. But Suits LA, they're like stealing it with Beat LA.
Yeah.
They fucking stole half our name.
I love it. Folks, that is the Beat LA podcast for
I have a
this week.
shout out. Can I do a shout out?
Yeah, do a shout out.
I'm going to shout out Nick Conrad for playing hurt, coming back with 2. But also, remember we did our beginning of the year predictions, Matt?
Yeah.
I think yours was LeBron's going to the Warriors.
Yep.
I don't think that's looking very good.
Yeah.
I said that Shanahan and Lynch, there was going to be a divorce. There's still a chance of that.
Yeah, sure.
He said that UConn was going to win.
Go 3-peat. Yeah.
They're not even ranked. I saw last night they beat Creighton. Congratulations, Nick. But they're not even ranked, UConn. Yeah.
Why are you firing shots at the guy that edits and produces our podcast, man?
The dude minds. This will not stand, you know? This aggression will not stand, man.
I wanted to make it clear that I actually watched SportsCenter last night.
You know what my mother said the other day?
What's that?
She said she watched the last pod and she goes, "Why do you always look to your right?" And that's because I'm looking at Nick Conrad for instant gratification on the shit we say, because he's the man. Last shout out, and she's going to hate me for this. She'll hate me, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I know where they're going.
Happy birthday. Happy 90th birthday to my mother, Lori Ferrucci. We're having a big party for her this weekend. Strongest woman I know.
Yeah.
So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Lori.
She looks 60 years old because
she looks
of the
younger than Martha Stewart.
Filipino vampire blood, baby. Yeah. All right. Until next week, folks. That's Paul. I'm Matt, and
that's Nick.
Nick, beat LA.
Beat LA.